Okay. Let me continue this again. A company share are currently valued at 8.20, and the company is expected to pay annual dividend of what? Of 70 kobo per shares. For what? For stable future. Now look at this question now. It looks like what we saw before, Abi. Abi. Ẹ ṣọ́ra, ẹ ṣe kí ni? Ẹ ṣọ́ra. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o. The next annual dividend is payable in the near future. That means they've not paid the next dividend. So therefore, the share price of 8.20 is what? Is what? Indeed. What happened now? They turned the question upside down. And don't forget, our formula is always cost of equity is equal to what? Dividend over what? Market value x what? XD. So therefore, we have to convert that div to what? To XD. So therefore, our XD market value now, XD market value is equal to what? Div market value, abi, minus what? Dividend. So therefore, our XD, our market value XD is what now in question? 8.2 minus what? 0.7. All the way up. 7.5. So therefore, our cost of equity is equal to what? 0.70. You go divide by what? 7.5 divided by 100%. Because how much? 9.3%. 9.3. You can see how that statement now different word, different solution. So please always watch out for that. You must always use what? Market value as deal. Any question before we continue? Any question?
So once the question is telling us that the dividend has been paid.
If it has been paid,
yes,
then it's a deal. But if it's going to be paid in the future, until the night, until some, then that will be very good. But sometimes you will be able to identify when it is deal and when it is what? Less deal. Ẹ̀wọ́n rẹ̀ lórí lójú.
For stable future custom, then near something near future discount.
That first statement is not the problem.
Okay.
That a company expected to pay annual dividend of 70 kobo per share for stable future. That is not the problem. The problem is this: the next annual dividend. Don't be paid. Dividend was this song, next one, second song. Only the next annual dividend is payable in the near future. By June, we are in January. The next one was taken in this song. But automatically when they sell the share, they sell that what? I don't have to pay. Therefore, the share is what? Is good div. It must remove. But not to pay the next future, the next dividend has to be paid. Don't be paid. Automatically, they tap on the good div more than the sun. Then you have to remove it. Another question. Another question. Now let's go to the next line. If dividend is now going to grow, that is, dividend valuation model with what? Would grow. If it is a dividend with growth, dividend valuation with what? Growth. Now, the first thing that comes to your mind is this: since this share price dividend is ready to grow, the question that you ask yourself, number one, is it a growth in perpetuity? Hello? Is it a growth in perpetuity? That is, okay, the company want to pay dividend of 200 naira, and this dividend is expected to grow by 5% into perpetuity. That is probably I'm 5% for the future. Let's address it first. If the dividend is expected to grow into perpetuity, if it is expected to grow into perpetuity, then how do you determine your market price? Your price So because I'm starting from the price, because once you know the price and you know the dividend and you know the growth, you can calculate your cost of the equity. That's why we always come from the angle of the price. So in that case, the market price of a share is equal to dividend now. What is dividend now? That's D naught. That's dividends are today. Into bracket 1 plus the growth that I talked about, then divided by the cost of equity minus that growth. That is your market price. Now, look at this. If you are looking for the market price of a share and you know your dividend as of today, and you know the percentage of growth that this company will be experiencing in perpetuity, then this is your equation. Now, don't forget, what are we looking for? We are looking for what? Cost of the equity. We are looking for what? Now, if you make this a solid of formula, if you make this to what? Solid formula, automatically your cost of equity will become what? Dividend now into bracket 1 plus growth, over market value, then plus what? Growth. This equation will turn like this. That will be your cost of the equity. You like ọ̀rẹ́ yìí o, ewu wa tí o sì ó rẹ̀ àbí tẹ̀lẹ́ yá dìde lòdùrú díẹ̀ sẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n yá bẹ́ẹ̀ ọmọ bá mọ́tò kámẹ́rà yẹn. Now, so when this dividend valuation with growth, this growth is representing what we are talking about, so automatically your equity will become this. Are we together? Yes, sir. Now, technically now, we have passed through formula today. Even 4 formula now, we have passed through formula. Other without growth, we say our market price is equal to dividend over what? Cost of equity. Can we cost of equity now from this? Cost of equity become what? Dividend over market value as what? So we have passed through how many formula now? 4. God can ask you, calculate the market price. That dividend difference into perpetuity without growth. Calculate cost of equity, go for this. For one day, there is a growth. Your market price, use this formula. Calculate cost of equity, what do we use? Use formula. Please, we are going to go through a lot of formula. So please let us come on step by step. Example now. Example. I'm reading from page 233 now. Example 1. Example there. A company share price is 8.2. Are we there? Yes, sir. The company has just paid annual dividend. The company has what? Has just paid. What is that? Exceeds market price. What we want is Sunday too. Yes, we want. Now let's say let's do. And the dividend is expected to grow by what? 3.5%. Into what? For the next annual dividend will be paid in 1 year's time. Calculate the cost of equity now. So using this equation now, we have cost of equity is equal to what are dividend that we are going to pay? We are paying 0.7 into bracket 1 plus what's our growth? That is 0.035. Divided by the market price XD. That's what? 8.2. Then plus the growth 0.035. So therefore, our cost of equity is what? An answer. You did that. If you calculate if you phone you are that calculate for me. Why? Your calculator. Don't see your own go.
0.1174.
Is that 100%?
11.7.
11.7%. Said by GD. You are wrong.
12.3.
12 what?
12.3%.
So our cost of equity, when there is a growth, The perpetuity is what? Is 12.3%. Now let's practice this question. Now, please let me put this in before I go further. Sometimes you must be very, very careful. Then we will do what? There's always a difference between dividend now and dividend in future. D1. Hello? If you were given D naught, that is dividend now, you can easily get your D naught, D1, that is your D1 is equal to D now to bracket 1 plus growth, like this. So some question will give you this. Once we give you this, are you going to use formula again? Hello? You are sit down. I say D1, that dividend in the future, is equal to D now plus 1 and 1 plus growth. So if they give you this one as a dividend in question, that means this formula will be adjusted to what? To be cost of equity equal to what? D1 over market value plus growth. You have to be very careful. So you must know when they give you D now and D1 in the future. Please watch out for that. Simple things that you must be able to from yourself. Once you are able to identify all these things in the question, then you are good to go. Now look at it now. Practice number 2, page 235. A company's shares is what? In my own, I don't see it again. 5 naira, okay. The share price is 5 naira. Practice number 2. Okay. The share price is 5 naira. That's market price. The market value is 5 naira. The next annual dividend will be paid in 1 year's time. And dividends are expected to grow by how much? 4%. Our growth is 4% into the foreseeable future. The next annual dividend is expected to be what? Our dividend is what? 0.45. You are required to do what? Calculate the cost of equity. Calculate the cost of equity. Now, since there's a growth in this question, what will be our formula? Now, please, that's our blue. Forget about the D1 now. But with growth, what's our formula normally? Our cost of equity is equal to D now divided 1 plus growth over market value X G plus what? Plus growth. Now, the question now that we ask ourselves, this D give to us, is it a dividend now or dividend in the future? Go back to the question and read another one. Go to very well. They said, the next annual dividend is what? Have you seen it? They said, the next annual dividend, the next annual dividend is expected to be what? 4.5. That's okay. It's not dividend as at today. Is what is the next, the future, D1. So you know now, what they give us now is what? Is D1, not what? D now. So therefore, these are formula will now change a little bit. It will become what? D1 over market value XD plus what? Plus the growth. So therefore, our cost of equity now will be question will now be dividend now is what? 0.45 divided by what? 5 naira times what? Plus the 0.04. So therefore, the cost of equity is how many percent now? 30%. D1 which is different. D1 means dividend in the future, but D not mean dividend now. Now, hello, question.
So that 5. You said the company share price is 5. The next annual dividend will be paid in 1 year. Is it complete or this one does not complete?
No, because could need effect here. So why the dividend of 1 is the future. Well, that means definitely it's not due for payment at this point in time. Not due for payment at this point in time. Okay, now this dividend with growth now. Are we together? But the question is that in this question we have saw so far, often any growth here for our way, often our way, but there are some instances whereby they will give you growth. Or not for one which one are the first. Now we are moving from one level to another level now. We have to consider when there is no growth, when there is a growth, but here now the growth is given, but there will be some instances there is a growth, but nobody will give us the growth. So how do we estimate growth? How do we estimate your growth? Let's do that now. Estimation of growth. Estimating growth now. The growth rates used in the expression is the growth rate that investor expect to occur in the future. This can be estimated in one of two ways. That is, there are two methods of calculating this growth. How many methods dimension? So estimating growth now. Please don't always look for cheap question. Always believe in your mind that He will give you the growth. That you must first of all calculate growth. I mean, after you calculate the growth, then you can now calculate the cost of equity. So we have two methods. We have a historical growth method. That is, I call it historical growth. They call it extrapolation, but I call it historical growth method. Now this one is talking about you will use the history of the dividend they paid in the past to estimate what is likely to be the growth. I mean, maybe in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. This company, we are identifying now, Abi now.
Yes, sir.
This company has been paying dividend 50, 40, 80, 60 in the past. For the past 4 years, they paid this as a dividend. Abi, as of today, what are the growths in this company dividend? You can use this history to predict the growth we are talking about. Please, in this regard, don't cram too much formula. If you can remember, I said D1 Abi is equal to D naught Abi into bracket what? 1 plus growth. Now let me now put N down at the top. That is the number of growth, not years o. Number of growth. People pay number of growth. That's how many growth do you have? Are you expecting? Now this dividend, this one is talking about the latest dividend, because we are looking now from this perspective backward. Abi, this is the latest. Abi, this is recent years now. Abi, this is earlier. Abi, so this is the latest. This is base. Hello. So your D1 can represent your latest dividend, while your D0 can represent your what? Base dividend. Abi, into bracket 1 plus growth raised power n. That is number of growth. Please, that n does not represent number of years. No represent number of years. So please be very careful. Now, if you know your latest dividend, and you know your base dividend, and you know your number of growths, then you should be able to calculate your growth now. Abi, by making growth the subject of the formula. Am I communicating, please? Let me now. That means that automatically your growth, mathematically, Abi, it will be latest dividend divided by base dividend, Abi. This one will come. N, Abi, then one will come minus 1. It's got your growth. Am I communicating now? So invariably, by this analysis now, your growth is equal to number of growths all square of a latest dividend over what?
over base dividend. Minus 1. This minus 1 is outside this box, so you have to get all this one first, abi, before you minus the one mathematically. That's formula for your growth. What you are looking for your using historical growth model. Please, now look at this scenario. If I may ask you now, what's your aim? 4, 3, 5, 6, 3.
Okay, this one.
This one. Because let me tell you how to count. In the easier way, your growth is 1, 2, 3. That's your growth. Don't go and count 1, 2, 3, 4. By counting, you are counting number of years. The growth that you are expecting along the line is what? Is 1, 2, 3. For easy comprehension or understanding, I always give idea. Just say n. Just say n minus 1. Just say what? N minus 1. That is number of years minus 1. So what are you counting? 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus what? 1. You don't select 3. You can use that concept also. You can use that word, that concept to get your n. So you can use that or over the whole count like this. 1, 2, 3. That is your number of growth. That is the formula for growth when there is history. Let's go to the formula. For example, the question. Example in page 233, 36. Estimating growth using historical or extrapolation of historical growth. A company has paid out the following dividend in recent years: 20x1, 20x2, 20x3, 20x4, and 20x5. Are we together, please?
Yes.
Don't say are we together. Or am I swearing? Kò tí ì swearing. Nígbà tó wá qualify, lápò ọlọ́run ní ọba qualify. Àmà bá tiẹ̀ lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n. Now, let's ask ourselves now, which of these years is latest year? 205 is what? Is the latest. Am I complicated, please? Let me break it down. We have 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, and 2005. How much do we pay here? We pay 100. How much do we pay here? 110. How much do we pay here? 120. How much do we pay here? 134. How much do we pay here? 148. I mean, these are our dividend. Now, I'm asking the question now, because by our formula is on what? Is our latest over base minus what? 1. Is over the number of growth. I mean, so I'm asking now, which one represents our latest dividend? Latest is what? 205. I mean, that's 148. Our base, the earliest, 100. I mean, so therefore, our growth is equal to latest dividend over base dividend all square over number of growth minus 1. I mean, latest is 148, base 100, number of growth now 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minus 1. Minus 1, you get your 4. Then minus 1. So therefore, our growth is what? 10.3%. 10.3%. That's our growth using historical growth model. That's our number of growth. Then, if you want to use historical, you can use what we call Gordon growth method. What do I call it? Gordon growth. When you are using Gordon growth, you are trying to look at the relationship between the expected returns on investment and the retention rate, which is Gordon. Our Gordon growth method is your growth is equal to R times B. That's just the simple formula for that. Please, I said, you know the funny thing about SFM? Funny thing, nobody will even tell you the better to use. It is the variables in the question that will determine what we use. Am I communicating now?
Yes, sir.
So he said, probably I will know this method. This method is very easy. I will what? I will know. Because each method gives you different work, different results. That's the matter. If you use historical, what I'm going to get as your growth will be different when you are using this. So it is the variable available in the question that will dictate the formula that you want, that you will use. And the question will not tell you that using Godon or using historical. Am I communicating now, please? So if you are using Godon, your formula is growth, not what? R times what? Times B. What is your R? What is your B? Now let me quickly talk about this, then you can go for tonight. Godon growth model is a similar to the dividend growth model with a difference that the expected growth in annual dividend is calculated from the proportion of the annual earnings that are retained and the rate of return those retained productive. Now, I will bring it down later. The growth estimate is based on the idea that retained profit are the only source of funds that will retain profit. I won't below the middle of retain profit. I mean, the profit you plow back the business. It's also a fund with no reinvestment profit. The investment base is of the company would increase. Practically, this means no new fund invested in new products, new markets, new factories, stores, and so on. Therefore, profit will not grow by implication, dividend taking a long-term view will not grow. Growth therefore comes about by retaining and investing profit on which a return is earned. Now let me say something. Not practically, a man that spend all his salary every month, will that man grow? Are we together? So these people believe that if you are not retaining your profit, that if you just spend everything, that means there's no element of growth in that person. But a man that struggle out of 100%, he save 40%. Then there's what? There's element of what? Of growth. But you can be able to save 100%. Copper. How much do you see where you are coming from home? You are saving some. You are using some, abi?
Yes,
For exam, abi? Check who save for what? For growth, abi? If you don't save, you better understand with you owó kan àbí báwa délé. Owó our old days, if Bayelsa doesn't pay their normal state allowance once, that federal yẹn bá ṣe ń gbà ṣe kí ni la ṣe ń dán. But when we are going, Bayelsa will now pay all the lump sum. 4,000, 3,000 naira. You will not pay all loss. So, what about the day you would have paid here? What am I saying is this? The point is that when you don't retain your profit, there is no element of a growth. So when you say question that a company is actually retaining it, then there's always a word, an element of growth in that question. So you have to go to wow, then you have to look for that growth. Now, today you now use what we call Godon growth method, which is a G is not a word. R times B. What is R? What is G? Let me look at it now. What's our G? Growth in the what? In dividend. What's our R? What's our R? The current accounting rate of return. So please, your R is your return. That is return on investments. Return on investments. That's your R. But your B, it's the proportion of the profit that you retain. The proportion of the profit that you retain. Let me quickly show this. Yes. Now, if your profit is 18 naira, if your profit, normal profit, your earnings, if your profit is 80 naira, but you now retain earnings out of it is 14 is 30 naira, and you have what we call 50 abi, then what is the proportion of your retained earnings to your earnings? How many percent is that?
37%.
That's your B. So in most cases, by formula wise, your B, this B is always your earnings minus retained earnings divided by earnings. Enjoy, watch out for. In most cases, your formula, your B, that is your proportion of your retained earnings, is equal to your earning, that is your profit minus the amount you retain divided by your what? By your earnings. I mean, that what you did for me last time. That you are what? Over 80. How do you get your 30? Anyway, to
No, it's 30 that we retain. So it should be 80 minus 50 was 30.
No, sorry, Jerry, your wife that we know you know today. This is dividend rather.
Okay.
30, sorry. This is your retained earnings. Sorry. Abi?
Dividend is the
That's any by dividend, sorry. The amount, that's your retained earnings now. Your retained earnings is any by dividend, sorry, do it a bit from that. This is your profit, Abi. Olùdarí as dividend, Abi. Oku 50, sorry, maybe from that. So it will be your profit minus dividend, Abi. Once you remove dividend, what do you have? You have retained earnings, Abi. So therefore, your B will now be your earnings minus dividend. What are you getting? Retained earnings. Better, another simple way is your P is equal to your retained earnings, Abi, over what? Over earnings. Have you get my message? Please get one. I will get that. So by the time you get this information, now sometimes this R, like formula, return on investment, Abi. Sometimes the formula for this R, is your R is equal to your earnings over capital employed. Over what? So please, I'll give you the formula now. To get your R, it is your earnings over what? That if you invest in Abi, the return you get from that investment divided by the amount that you invested, you get your R. While your B is your retained earnings over what? Over earnings, or earnings minus dividend over earnings, then you get your B. That is that equation. So now, please, at the end of the day, your growth will be estimated by R times B. Now, another thing that I have to say about before I go for tonight. Eléyìí, capital employee, in most cases, it can be opening capital employed. Sometimes you will have closing capital employed. Sometimes you have what? Average capital employed. I want to that. In most cases, what we normally use, we use what? Anyone to want to know, you are correct. You can use opening, you can use closing, you can use what? How do you get the average? Opening plus closing, level 2, get to average. You can use opening capital employed, you can use closing and average. But in most cases, we use opening to calculate it, you can also use average to calculate it. So it depends on the scenario that you find yourself. So please, I'm going to pause here for tonight. What's time?
7:09.
Let me pause here for tonight. So by next class, I will add this example, then we'll go to capital asset pricing model. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your effort today coming in this room. I like it. Thank you very much. The